Naruto vs Delta was fine. Unfortunately, it didn't deliver the hype which we were expecting it to be, but it's fine I guess. It's not always going to be really epic every single time, so it's alright. And also the fight was not exactly terrible, it just had a lot of wanky shots and out of the place animation which really made the fight overall kind of forgettable. Like, I'm going to forget this fight in the next couple of episodes, just that. And I know that every fight cannot be compared to 189 or the Naruto and Sasuke vs Momoshiki, but still this fight was a pretty important step in the manga and we were just expecting a tad bit more. But even then this episode was fine because the later half really surprised me a lot and we definitely need to talk about this. That part was an absolute banger. So hello and welcome to Under by Z, my name is Soham and today we're going to talk about Boruto episode 199. But before that, if you're new here then please consider subscribing to our channel since I do weekly anime and manga related content along with a bunch of other stuff. With that being said, let's begin the video. Now to be very frank with y'all, like I said in the beginning of this video, this fight didn't really deliver that much. And it was not bad in any way or form like that, but the animation just felt flat. Sometimes it was alright, sometimes the depth of the battle was really evident, but at other times the fight was really flat. Like each move which was hitting the other character, it didn't really amount to anything, and for the most part, since this fight was actually based upon taijutsu, something which I really enjoy, I feel like that X factor was just unfortunately not present here. Otherwise it was an alright episode, but sadly I'm probably going to forget this episode. But credit where credit is due, the Boruto anime is absolutely doing a stunning job with the visual effects. The visual effects are absolutely on point here. The Rasengan looked so damn good, and of course, like I said in the prior episode as well, Delta's eye lasers were absolutely on point. They were looking so stunning and gorgeous. But once again, I feel like this fight was kind of plagued by still frames and really out of the frame animation sometimes. I know that this is not exactly the best example, but just have a look at this picture of Boruto. It really feels out of the place, and I really had the similar feeling for a lot of this episode, and especially for the part surrounding Naruto vs Delta. Now please note that overall I'm not saying that this fight was terrible or bad, it was just alright, and it unfortunately didn't deliver the hype which I and a lot of other fans are expecting it to deliver. But then again, it's fine in my opinion I guess. I just hope that the next couple of fights, which are going to be very important by the way, are done or handled better. Moreover, yeah, I was really glad to see the Cho-Cho Odama Rasengan finally in the anime. That was really awesome, and like I said, the special effects used there were really brilliant. But other than that, I don't really understand why, but I had this feeling like, in the manga at least, Delta was much more formidable. I don't know why this is happening for the anime for that matter, but I didn't really feel like Delta was a huge threat for that matter. I know that you will probably say that since I'm a manga reader, I'm familiar with the story and I just didn't know the stakes of the story. I understand that and I acknowledge that, but overall let me just say that in the anime, Delta didn't really feel that much of a threat, something which was initially felt after she appeared in the manga. I don't really understand why this is happening, but since I'm making this review, I thought that I should probably add this here. And another point which I'm kind of annoyed by is in relation to Naruto, and yes, this actually happened in the manga as well. This is not a technical fault of the anime, but I'm just really annoyed at the fact that Naruto was not able to detect the drone which was hovering above Delta for the entirety of this fight. I mean, yeah, it's the general lack of Boruto's consistent writing in a way, because how in the last episode Naruto was slow enough not to be able to catch Hima in time and dodge. So this is the same thing which is happening here. It just doesn't make sense that these literal demigods are not able to detect a small flying object which was hovering above their body, and this thing was actually capturing all the data and whatnot. So it just kinda irks me, and I just wanted to add it here in the anime review. And of course, towards the very end of the fight, after Delta is defeated, she self-destructs. Naruto tries not to kill her in an attempt to extract information from her, but of course, Delta's body is auto-destructs. This is something which later Kawaki explains to them, but still it is very late up until that moment. So that concludes the Naruto vs Delta fight, and after that I was pleasantly surprised. I was really pleasantly surprised to see the arrival of Boro, and we finally get to see his cult, and he's appearing inside of a village. He's talking and preaching to the village people, and he's kind of quote-unquote curing their diseases. I'm going to talk about this later on in this video in the manga spoiler section, but just hold on for a bit. Here we see that Boro is healing the villagers from this quote-unquote mysterious disease, and he's actually going to talk to them about the Mugen Tsukuyomi. Now yes, a lot of people are bringing up this point that why is Mugen Tsukuyomi or Infinite Tsukuyomi once again being talked about here in the anime when it was done and dusted in Naruto Shippuden? Well, it is in relation to the Otsutsuki clan, of course, because of a certain character. I'm not going to talk about it here in the anime section. I'm going to talk about it later on in the manga section, so just hold on for that. And on that topic, to be very honest with you all, I'm actually glad that they are adding the Mugen Tsukuyomi plot here, because this is all going to link better with the Kara organization as a whole and their goals, because we have to remember here that even Victor also tried to do something like that, and his goals were obviously not achieved in the proper manner, but it is in line with the wishes of its leader, that is Jigen himself. Once again, we'll talk about him in just a bit. But moving forward from that, we get to see this absolute mad lad, this guy who is apparently a lost cousin of the Rock. I mean, just look at him. This was hilarious, this was amazing, and good job to the animators for adding this particular bit. Now with that being said, let's have some manga spoiler discussion. This section of this video is going to contain manga spoilers. Anime only fans have been warned. You can leave the video if you do not want to be spoiled. Now, let's talk about Boro, because I was really happy to see him here. In the manga, we know that Boro has a religious cult, but I'm really glad that the anime is finally expanding upon this, and this really goes on to show the power of the Kara organization, because they are able to mold the minds of people, because in the end we know that this is Boro himself who had spread this quote-unquote mysterious disease or mysterious virus across this entire village, because he's deceiving the people by giving them the virus and then taking back the virus, and he's technically becoming the savior. This entire portion was really well executed in my opinion, and once again I really like the bit with Infinite Tsukuyomi as well, because this directly goes on to interject the Ten Tails plot as well, and how the end motive is to feed an Otsutsuki clan member, either Boruto or Kawaki, to feed the Ten Tails and bring about the chakra fruit. So this was really well executed in my opinion, and this last half, especially the last half of this episode, was a saving grace in my opinion. Overall, I'm not really a very big fan of the Naruto vs Delta fight here. The taijutsu was fine, but it was not really on a top-notch scale or anything like that. But for me personally, the second half of this episode, especially involving Boro and his cult, was the best part indeed. Boro and Code's reaction at the end was also very good, and slowly but steadily we are obviously getting more teasers for Code and the immense potential as a true Otsutsuki that he actually has in relation to the White Karma as well. So that's it for my quick review for Boruto episode 199. So what do you guys think about all of these things? Please do let me know in the comment section below. So that's it for today guys, thank you so much for watching. Please give this video a thumbs up if you like it, share it with your friends and subscribe to the channel for more. Also, please do join the channel membership for some very cool perks and features. And finally, please join our Discord server as well. We have a lot of discussions in relation to anime, manga and more. And that being said guys, this is WonderYZ and I'll see you soon on the next one.